Breaking news, my country people. Guys, you will be shocked to know how the Director General of the Nigeria's Secret Police DSS had helped Tinubu get hackers to access the WhatsApp messages of his opponents during and after the presidential election. Let's find out more as we hit the news. But if you're joining us for the first time, you're very much welcome. I sincerely appreciate your presence. Kindly subscribe and please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you. Well, my country people, Yusuf Bushi, the DG of the Nigeria Secret Police, the Department of the State Service, DSS, had bought hackers to help Bola Tinubu to hack into the WhatsApp messages of his opponents during the 2023 presidential election and afterwards. And yes, security sources, I beg your pardon, had told Sahara reporters that the experts were brought in from Cape Verde by the DSS boss. And then President Tinubu, who was the candidate of the ruling All Progressive Congress in the 2023 presidential election, and his victory is being challenged currently at the Presidential Election Petitions Tribunal by the People's Democratic Party and the Labour Party, alongside their presidential candidates Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi respectively. The DG of the DSS had brought hackers from Cape Verde to help Tinubu to break into the WhatsApp messages of his opponents during the elections and afterwards, one of the sources said. And yes, in June, we recall that President Tinubu had approved the immediate retirement of all service chiefs and the Inspector General of Police, the advisors, the Comptroller General of Customs from service with immediate effect and announced their replacements. And Tinubu also indefinitely suspended the chairman of the Economic and the Financial Crimes Commission, Abdulrasheed Bawa, from office. But guess who was spared from being axed? Yusuf Bushi. Yes, that is the reason why Tinubu retained Bushi after firing all the heads of security agencies, one of the sources said. Now, the Director of Information in the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Willie Bassi, in a statement, had disclosed that the suspension would allow investigations into some alleged weighty allegations of abuse of office against the suspended chairman of the anti-corruption body. And yes, Tinubu had also approved the indefinite suspension from office of Abdulrasheed Bawa as the chairman of the Economic and the Financial Crimes Commission to allow for a proper investigation into his conduct while in office. And this follows weighty allegations of abuse of office labeled against him. But then you can see that Abdulrasheed Bawa and the EFCC, who is the EFCC chairman, I beg your pardon, who has been directed to immediately hand over the affairs of his office to the Director on Operations in the Commission, who will oversee the affairs of the office of the chairman of the Commission pending the conclusion of the investigation. Now, Bawa was appointed by the then President Muhammad Buhari in the February 25th, 2021, I beg your pardon, as the EFCC chairman. And then following the removal of Ibrahim Magu, his predecessor, over the same allegations of corruption. But then Bawa was subsequently invited for questioning by the DSS as being in the custody of this and has been in the custody of the secret police ever since then. And in June 28, Sahara reporters exclusively reported that Bawa had been moved from the headquarters of the secret police to a private facility. And yes, sources had told Sahara reporters that Bawa was moved to another facility to have total control over him after he refused to write any statement in custody. But then, my country people, it was made known that Bawa, who refused to write a statement, was moved to another facility due to his refusal to write any statement in the custody of the Department of the State Service. And yes, Bawa had told his investigators that the DSS had no right whatsoever to detain him without charges. But then they had to take Bawa to another private facility so that they can have total control over him. Well, Bawa's suspension, and detention came alongside with Godwin Emefiele, the suspended governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, since their suspension from their respective offices by President Tinubu's administration over corruption allegations and abuse of office. But then, my country people, it was reported that Godwin Emefiele and Bawa were, and in fact, they both joined in the Naira redesign scam that rocked the country some few months ago, where it was said that Emefiele had named Bawa as an accomplice in the Naira redesign scam. And now Bawa's invitation and grilling by the DSS came days after Emefiele was arrested and fleeing from Lagos to Abuja to also face interrogations over some alleged corruption and abuse of office. But then, my country people, we know the rest of the story. But as e dey be like this, so the matter wey dey ground na be say Tinubu now, all the old people wey don suspend, he left the DG of the Nigeria's secret police, Yusuf Bishi. My country people, shey una dey see where this matter dey go? Because this man don really help Tinubu. You see, we've known that yes, he helped Tinubu to bring in hackers that would hack into the WhatsApp messages of his opponents during the 2023 presidential election. You see, there was a time that a voice note of Peter Obi, I think it was a voice conversation, it was a phone call conversation of Peter Obi and Bishop David Oyedepo. It trended when they said, yes, daddy. Peter Obi was, heard over on the phone saying, yes, daddy, to everything that Bishop David Oyedepo was saying. But then many wondered, how come that, phone conversation was linked? Well, this is it, my country people. This is the handwork of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This is the handwork of the president. Then, he made sure he linked this, voice conversation out to Nigerians. So we get to see what Peter Obi and Bishop David Oyedepo were saying. But at the end of the day, Peter Obi said, yes, he acknowledged the phone conversations, but he said most of the things he said were doctored. So the phone call conversation was tampered with. Now we ask ourselves, how did they get to lay their hands on the phone call conversations with Peter Obi and Bishop David Oyedepo? This is it, my country people. Yusuf Bishi is the one behind all this. That's why Tinubu have refused to remove him from office. So, my country people, what are your thoughts on this? I'm dropping here, guys. Kindly share your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you. Bye for now.